What's up team, Coach Abraham checking in with another one of my top 7 series. Today's emphasis is going to be the core. I've done one previously about 3 to 4 years ago, and I think it's about time I update that list. And keep in mind, I'm always trying to find exercises that I do with my athletes, but I typically do not see others doing on Instagram or on YouTube. I want to show you exercises that you probably have never seen, or maybe you don't know why we do them. And I always tell you guys why we should do something. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video.
Yeah, top of the morning, I know that you thought I was dormant. Woke up early for shots that was swarming the block.
All right team, we're gonna begin with a pull-off press with a split switch. Go ahead and grab a band or even just cables at your own gym. We're gonna go a good distance apart, enough to where when I press, I can maintain this. If I go any further, this may be super tough, especially because I'm gonna be doing all this switching here. And as you just saw, the band is really trying to pull me in. On this one, I do need to get a little bit more closer. So we're gonna begin. The leg that's closest to the band is gonna be forward. So 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. Every time we do these split switches, this is a rep. Turn around, and now we're gonna get the other side. Some things to keep in mind. We wanna just have some good tension, and we don't wanna see the band or our body, getting pulled in by the band continuously. And it's pulling me like that, right? Obviously, this is doing me no work. So find a good, comfortable position where we're able to do this. Go on to your split switches. All right, team, the next exercise we're gonna get into is a landmine core rotation. The important thing about this exercise, obviously find a good load. That's gonna be challenging. I'm gonna begin by getting completely taut and then the slightest little lean forward. My hands are both gonna be at the bottom of the barbell, and then I'm gonna grasp one hand over the other. Hands are gonna stay straight for as long as possible. We rotate, right? And notice that only my back leg turns with me, while this front leg is gonna keep pointing forward. We bring it right back. Again, watch the back foot. And my hip rotates along with it. As long as you are hitting these points, we're gonna be working the core through a more dynamic fashion. And again, as long as we are feeling it in the core, as long as we feel we're getting that stability, the weight is challenging, we're doing okay. All right team, the next exercise is going to be a dead bug. We're gonna be using a Physioball, yoga ball variation. All right, there's many other variations where we get a contralateral resistance, an ipsilateral resistance, band resisted. Again, there's many ways that we can do this. I'm choosing the Physioball because this one is gonna help athletes really brace their core. Bracing is a very important function of being an athlete. If the core is braced, the hips more than likely are gonna be braced as well. And it's just gonna provide better trunk support for everything that we do. So this is gonna be an anti-extension exercise. We're not gonna let the ball touch our stomach, but it is gonna be touching the top of the knees and our hands. Boom. Once I do that, that core should light up. And look, I'm already shaking, right? This is when I know that I have good core tension. Let one leg go out and extend all the way. And boom, I am pushing with that heel. And boom. And boom. I can take this a step further and go contralateral. So we're gonna go opposite limbs, extend out. Left leg and right arm. Then we switch. And again, ensure that you have tension on the ball. The next exercise is gonna be a bear position with a plate drag. It's an anti-extension exercise and it's an anti-rotation exercise as well. We begin with the plates on the opposite side that I'm gonna be walking towards. I'm gonna walk towards my left from here. My opposite hand is gonna drag that plate across. I'm gonna crawl and take my time. I do not wanna shift my hips. I'm gonna crawl and keep going. I get the other side. Again, maintaining that posture. What I do not want to see is this right here. You grab the plate and look at this, the hips just kind of rotate all the way through. You can even place like a pad or something and ensuring that you don't knock off the pad. And that's gonna make sure that you keep that core nice and braced and we're not rotating that hip all over the place. All right guys, the next exercise is going to be a suitcase march with a dumbbell. We wanna grab the heaviest load possible that we can go for the prescribed reps. Keep in mind guys, your grip strength is gonna be a limiting factor, so you need to keep that in mind. The longer you do this, the more you do this, the stronger that your grip is going to be, and you'll be able to get more load and thus create more tension on that anti-flexion movements. So we're gonna be here, start off in this flexion position, always be nice and taut. This dumbbell is never going to touch my body, all right? And I'm gonna come up into it, hold it right here. Every single time I'm gonna pause, chest up, looking forward. And again, we're trying to stay as straight as possible. Oh, you see that? I'm struggling with this one. Multiple ways that we can do this. First of all, always begin in making sure that our body is completely straight. We're not wobbling left and right. And we kind of hold this position here at the top before we move on to the next step. All right, team, up next, we're gonna go on to body saws. There's gonna be 3 ways that we can do this. There's a lot of other variations. I'm gonna show you all 3 of them. We can use a Physioball, we can use some sliders, or we can use the wheel like you are seeing right now on the screen. The variation that we can start at is going to be here into a plank position. First, make sure that we have that core braced and we don't have this extension position. With our elbows, we're going to push away and then we come back. We're going to push away and then we come back. The important thing here is that you want to make sure that you go as far as you can go while being able to come back. So if I'm here and I go way too far, right, I may start adding more tension to the low back and then I can't bring it in. You're gonna need to scale and find a difficulty for you. We can even go on to the arms, same thing, right? Many variations. So that's gonna be the simple one. Then we're gonna go on to the Physioball. We're gonna start off in the tougher progression. This one, instead of pushing our body away, we push the ball away. So you see here, and we bring it in. Here, and then we bring it in. Keep the core braced, not overextending that back. We're gonna go on to our knees now, making sure we keep our hips nice and extended. So we're forward with it. We're gonna go out here and back. Forward, nice and controlled. And for a bonus exercise, one of my favorite ones are gonna be rotations. So we can go ahead and go into a full rotation here, a full rotation there, and we continue this one. Hi guys, so you made it all the way to the end of the video. The last exercise is going to be a pike up. We're gonna use the same equipment, the sliders and the Physioball. We had to keep that core nice and braced and not overextended. Boom, core is braced. We're gonna start off by piking up. Go as far back as you can. So it's a little mixture of a saw right here into a pike up. You can also use the ball. This one may be tricky for some of y'all to get on. But once you got it down, same thing here, guys. Push back, pike up. Like always, keep that core braced. We don't want the tension on the low back. If there's tension on the low back, find an easier exercise. So maybe the pike up isn't for you. How to plug them in and where. I like to include exercises, everything in my workouts, in my full body day. That's typically how I train my amateur and professional footballers, just to get a variety of stuff and not overwork a single body part. With that said, let's say that you're only going once a week. Maybe you can choose 2, even up to 3 core exercises. Just depends how you program it. Or if you have 2 or even 3 gym sessions, that's when you can lower down the volume to 1, preferably 2 core exercises per session. Keep in mind, guys, you can use all these exercises and plug them in to create your own program. Here is the video on how to create your own program, or save yourself the headache and just get one of my programs, guys. I have in-season and off-season plans, or if you want something more specific to you, I do offer custom plans that I use with my amateur and mostly with my professional footballers. Thank you so much, guys. Stay tuned for the next top 7 video.